Alright, you know where you are, you know who I am. It's Kagekaze. This is patch 15. And we're now about to explore Cathedral Level 4. Looks like I was about almost spot on there, about 30 minutes, really close to being 30 on the dot, according to my audio recording. So it's a little easier to judge where these are going to start and stop now. There's kind of a logical progression to it, you know, usually it's with Kain or with John Dar and helping Haedrig, you know, things like that. Usually certain story events give me a good stopping point. Yes, these guys explode into a bunch of imps now. This is where the spiders are really nice, because those imps will run around quickly, and I can just use the spiders to chase them down because they leap. Alright, I'm tempted to go ahead and give my zombie dogs a try with this intelligence buff. I haven't been using Horrify much. There's the third. Is there a fourth? Nope. Let's go ahead and get my buff. You know, the damage output of this class now with Soul Harvest is massive. Absolutely massive. So let me go get a 5 stack here. Summon my dogs.
The spirits aid me.
They still don't do a lot. But over time, think about it, 9% per dog, you know. And they last until they die. So it's a constant source of passive damage. Well, that gave me a chance to trap some energy there. See, I was really liking the ability to spam spiders because it felt good. Now I'm liking it even more because the leaping spiders will auto-target. They will hunt down and destroy monsters that are quick. You know, no matter how fast they run, the spiders will be constantly chasing them. You know, until they run out, which is admittedly not a very long lifespan. All right. $178 intelligence. Wow. I wonder if that intelligence buff will go up. 28 per monster. I don't know, 140 is a large number. I'm not sure that's going to go up much more, if at all. It's raining spiders. These things are getting kind of predictable. You know, seriously, it just does my heart good to watch their lifelines melt away as I hit them with a fire bat that's been buffed by a 5 stack of Soul Harvest.
Your evil undoes you.
So unfortunately it is not a stacking buff where I can just hit one monster, move on to the next, hit the next and get a stack of 2, move on to the next, get a stack of 3. I always have to be hunting for that setup of getting 5 monsters together. So it's nice to know that. I mean, that's what this testing is all about. So now I know that I'm not going to waste it when I have just one monster up. See, and there, that wasn't optimal. At least I got 3, honestly. If you can get 3 or 4, you're doing pretty good. 5 is obviously excellent. But getting in the middle of a group of 5 monsters isn't always the best idea.
Your death comes.
And there I can just spam spiders and look at my mana come back. Those elite packs are definitely the ones you have to watch out for. If you need to get Soul Harvest for your damage to take them down, which is understandable, you have to be careful because they can still hit you pretty hard. And so you're going to want to get in there and get out. So who knows, maybe something like Soul Harvest combined with Horrify, which I had before, but I took it off for the dogs. Moving in, Soul Harvest Fear. There you go. Give me your buffs. Oh, strings of 20s. Oh, Witch Doctor. To think I didn't like this class when I first heard about it. It's just the fact that you have to toy around with the abilities. You know, looking at them on paper, you don't really know which ones you're going to like. At least that's the way they work for me. Here we go, a decent group. Snatch. Another big group.
I strike at your heart.
The beautiful thing about Soul Harvest being an intelligence buff is it's a straight up damage percentage buff. You're basically telling the game you want to buff your damage by 120%. You know, you're basically doubling, more than doubling your damage there. Well, that's, considering that I have less than 100 right now. Of course, the percentage that it gives you will be less as you gain more intelligence, but it's still a percentage buff. So as my weapon damage goes, my skills are going to be buffed by my weapon damage. So I'm going to start finding these better and better weapons, and I'm going to start getting intelligence gear and getting more and more intelligence. So I'm going to start doing more and more damage. And so you take the weapon damage increases that you're going to get over time, and then combine it with this Soul Harvest giving you pretty much just a flat-out increase of that. This is a skill that's going to stay useful for a very long time. And here, we're getting it before level 10. 3 of you. Let me grab that. Whoa! They knocked me on top of that banister there. I'm glad the game was able to recover from that. Wouldn't want to crash there. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah. I lost my dogs again. Darn things really need more health. Oh well. I summoned them with 5 stacks, so hopefully they do a decent amount of damage. Of course, the dogs could dynamically update their damage based on my intelligence. So in other words, they will probably do checks occasionally, in which the game will check my levels and my gear, and the dogs will change their damage based on what I have. So I imagine it's safe to assume, because this is kind of the way Warcraft works now. I imagine it's safe to assume that the monsters, or my summon monsters, are going to... I can't just summon them when I have a full stack of Soul Harvest and they'll always stay that way, so if I summon them in a stack of 5, they will lose that buff as I lose it, and not keep it. And that's kind of the expected behavior, because then you can't just summon dogs with a full stack and just use them to take out everything. I think we're at a doorway. No? There was a time when Warcraft did not check those things, where you would summon your pet or whatever, and they would keep that stat, which kind of made pet classes a little overpowered at times because of that, because all they had to do was stack the right buffs, summon their pets, and boom, they keep it. So now, you may have noticed that Vermin has not been learned this time. It's Circle of Life and Jungle Fortitude. That's because Vermin has actually been totally removed from the game. That was the ability that increased the damage of your spiders, your bats, your toads, and your locust swarm. So they decided to take it out. It was just a flat 20% bonus increase to those specific spells. So not entirely interesting, although it kind of sucks to lose it. So now we get to change, reduce all damage taken by me and my pets, or Circle of Life, which gives me the 5% chance that the zombie dog will emerge. So what I'm going to do, because the dogs are dying a lot, I'm going to put on the Circle of Life, but I'm going to try something different. I'm going to continue to get my intelligence buff, but instead of going in and fearing like I talked about, I'm going to get Grasp. And what I want to do is go in, get my intelligence, drop some eels, and then run out. So I'm doing 120% extra weapon damage on an ability that snares in a big group, and then I just cast Firebot. So we have just returned to my damage over time build. As you can see, Grasp and bats, and spiders instead of darts. We're going to give it a shot here. And this is going to be the perfect spot because the Resplendent Chest is going to give me lots to kill. Enjoy.
Spirits aid me. I do not have enough mana.
Alright, I got hurt a few times there because there were so many archers, but as you saw, my stacking Soul Harvest and everything else, I think I killed those things faster than I ever have.
Why is that?
You fight with both honor and ferocity. I know that a pure soul must burn within you.
Alright, so I have my first magic helmet. Melee attackers take 1 damage, and health glows get more life. So I'll go ahead and use it. And I'm going to give him a better weapon. He's using a 7.2. He could use... That's a two-hander, so he won't take that. But he will take this 7.2. It's damage converted to life. No, I'm not going to bother then. It's not really an upgrade for him.
Undoes you.
And that's crazy. With that Soul Harvest buff, my eels are doing as much damage as they used to before they got nerfed. Whew. Alright. Leoric, he's going to give me skeletons, and I'm going to constantly have a buff of 5 up. Oh, yes. Oh, there will be blood. Alright, let's get moving. Unfortunately, I'm going to see when the rune is. Level 11. Okay. So, it looks like we're not going to see the first bat rune before I kill Leoric. I mean, I'm about to find the exit, and I'm nowhere... I haven't even begun this level, so it's not going to happen. But it will be the first ability I get after killing him. Alright, before and facing him... What do you get? A shield and gloves? Take half my gold, but we'll do it. 28 with 3 random properties. Oh, that's going to be tough to beat a intelligence and experience set of gloves. What do I also get? A shield. I haven't found any... You know, I've noticed I haven't found any Wonga dolls. And I think I had mentioned this when I was talking in the previous patch, where like rings and amulets don't drop anymore in the beta because of their item level being higher than the monster level that's readily available to us. A lot of people were noticing that class-specific items were not really dropping, including barbarian belts, mighty weapons. I've not seen a single Wonga doll, and I've not seen a single orb. I've found some quivers, but I think that makes sense because quivers are really needed if you're going to use a two-handed weapon. But no Wonga dolls. Well, let's take a look. That's an 88 with 3 random properties. And I've already got intelligence experience. I think I'm going to make the shield. 3 random properties is pretty nice. Magic find, melee attackers take 1 damage, and I get +1 experience. So there you go, I'm finding more experience gear. Alright, I will go ahead and use my heater shield. It's a massive shield for her tiny frame. Alright, Cormac, I will give you the... You know what? No, I won't. Not even. I'm just going to let you keep that armor, one with the better armor. Wow. So, leveling up your blacksmith, just judging from this, leveling up your blacksmith is going to be a much longer process. You think about it, I've had a full level blacksmith for some time now in my other playthroughs. And it's really just a matter of going through the game over and over and over again. You really are not expected to have a level 4, almost a level 5 blacksmith by the time you get to Leoric. So the items that I had off the blacksmith were definitely atypical. So keep that in mind, you know, when you think about, you know, maybe how easy things are, and, you know, especially when I'm using items that I crafted from Haedrig here. I'm actually glad for the character wipe because this is letting me experience what it would be like when the game comes out, letting me experience how crafting is going to work from the first level, because I've been spoiled. I've honestly been very spoiled. I could go through with any character and boom, 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 craft gear from Haedrig and use it. And I had over 200 subtle essences because of all the blue items that were dropping before and that I had saved up, and I just wasn't crafting anything. So now I'm having to re-level. I don't have the essences. I can't just, you know, craft gear now.
We have just arrived in Tristram.
Hmm,
And I
grats.
must say, I'm a bit dismayed. This place is a backwater filled with serfs and an ancient broken-down monastery. Hardly fit for the King of Honduras. I cannot fathom why Lazarus was so intent on this becoming our new seat of power.
Need more mana.
I like breaking things with fire bats. So my apologies here for, you know, just running around and breaking shit, just because, I kind of need the money and the gear at this point.
We shall put you down, Hellspawn!
Okay. Perfect.
He needs more time.
Yeah, look how quickly that pillar goes down. Don't have much mana now, though. You know, that massive damage buff was really all I needed to just tear that apart. Well, if you've been on the fence about the Witch Doctor before... Hey, look, I got a dog. If you've been on the fence about the Witch Doctor before, honestly, think about it now. Now that you've seen Soul Harvest and what it can possibly do for you. I know some people were worried about the damage output of the class. I'm going to do a quick test here once I've killed everything. And it's the zombie dogs yet again. I want to see... I'm going to switch off to Jungle Fortitude. And there you go. Still have the zombie dog. Cormac is stuck. So the Circle of Life is kind of nice in this instance, where I want to have something other than the zombie dogs on my bars, but I can still get them by using the passive. They're so fragile now, honestly, that I don't think I want to put them on my bars, but I don't mind having them as a passive right now.
Contend with evil is the essence of what it means.
Because they can be useful. They do block off enemies from getting to me.
Good, but do not let it narrow you.
I shall seal the soul of these jars. Ashes.
A fetid, pallid malaise has fallen over the manor we now call home. Young Albrecht seems to be enjoying himself in our new home, however. Perhaps I am simply suffering from an imbalance of humors brought on by the recent change of climate.
You will never defeat me!
the moment you surrendered to madness.
Pardon? Even these returns stand no chance against a full 5 stack of Soul Harvest. Of course, there's not enough time to engage Leoric before losing the stack. In case you've never noticed it in the minimap here, you can see the boss's location once he's active. Pretty sure it'll update me wherever he is. Let's find out. Yep, he's on the move. So that's good. Let's go ahead and slow him down for now. I only got 3. Cormac's hurting. Let me get some globes. There we go. Full stack of 5. He's on my eels. Gosh, I don't know if they buffed him or not, but he's definitely taken a while to kill. 2,400 hit points.
Need more mana.
Oops. I killed him with Spidus. Nice drops. And there's my Wonga doll. It looks like they only are going to drop later in the game. And I can kind of understand that, honestly. They are typically flat damage increases, as you can see, plus 1 to 2 damage. And that's honestly a major boon to a casting class. Using a one-handed weapon plus 2 damage to your skills is honestly one of the biggest buffs you can possibly get, because it straight up increases your DPS. Let's see here. 1 to 2 gives me additional 2 mana regeneration. I like that. 1 to 2, 28 maximum mana. Maximum mana is okay. See, here's the thing. Maximum mana would work great combined with Spiritual Attunement, which further increases maximum mana and gives me a 1% regeneration based on my maximum mana. So if I wanted to do a Spiritual Attunement build, which I'm thinking I'll go with this time around once I get to 13, then I will want the maximum mana probably more than this 2 per second, because a 1% per second is, you know, that's about 2, honestly at this point is 2 per second. So I would already get that. So since I'm thinking of planning ahead, I'll take that off. I will use this one. It's a straight up damage increase. For now, I will give Cormac the Heater Shield.
This will aid me.
And there we go. So, new rare bow. Just right click on that to identify, since people have asked about that. You don't need scrolls of identify, just right click. 8.7 fire bow, 1 to 2 fire damage, increase attack speed by 3%, 1% damage dealt is converted to life, and monsters grant 1 experience. Decent, not great. We'll probably just use it for materials, to be honest. I'm thinking about finding my weapons for the Demon Hunter, because that just sounds more interesting. Honestly, finding my weapons and dealing with the damage potential on this class has felt better to me, because it gives me a better idea what starting from the beginning will be like. Alright. That's it. That is the Skeleton King levels 1 to 10 with the Witch Doctor for patch 15. Leveling experience feels so much better this time around. I'm going to be honest with you. It feels so much better. I love having the fire bats. Spamming spiders has proven to be more fun than I thought it would be. Even though they don't do a lot of damage, I can just throw them out like nothing. Soul Harvests. This has become quickly my favorite ability. 5 stacks. And it has increased. Look at that. Gain 30 intelligence for each affected enemy. It has gone up. It was, what, 19? It's 30 now. It's 150 extra intelligence when it's on full stacks. That's nuts. I love it. You saw how quickly I was killing normal mobs. Skeleton King, not so much, but, you know, hey, he's a boss. I don't expect him to drop very quickly. It's feeling good. It really is feeling good. I mean, that was probably the easiest time I've had of the Skeleton King, even though he didn't die right away. So, Witch Doctor, guys, feeling really solid. If you've been on the fence, seriously consider this. Consider using the Soul Harvest. And I'm going to go up to level 13, and we're going to see what the runes are, so maybe that will interest you even more. To people who were... I'm going to be honest, a lot of people were thinking that the Witch Doctor was going to be weak after they nerfed the spiders, buffed the bats, but the damage was odd. You know, they nerfed several things, but they brought others back up, like Haunt. I'm looking forward to getting Haunt again because it is massively buffed from before. It's even over levels that it was back in patch 10. Just because some things are nerfed doesn't mean they're not replacing the damage in other ways. Really, this is all about balance. And that's what they've done. Some of these spells obviously no longer hit as hard, but others hit harder and others work better. And this leveling experience has been great. So I'm looking forward to see what I think once I hit 13 and see if those 3 extra levels will make me think any differently. Alright guys, that is the Witch Doctor. Patch 15. This is Kagekaze reminding you to thumb up the video if you like it and to leave any questions you have, comments, or suggestions.